Jesus.
I'll rehearse next week.
Welcome to church.
We could just pick one of those.
All right. Yeah, that's fucking loud.
Is it loud? It's not loud on Reaper.
All right.
Oh, my bad.
mean,
I left. All right, so I'm using wireless earbuds now, and allegedly both of them have microphones, and I left one of the earbuds on the speaker.
Oh, yeah, I had to take my earbuds out. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Rabbithole podcast.
Oh, bitch! Are we doing an intro
We've had
after
this
I clap or
podcast
not?
in many places,
I'm
wherever
so
you podcast your
upset.
podcasts.
This is the worst production
I'm
value
Zack.
we've ever had, ever. This
And
is
that's
upsetting.
Jeff.
Guess what state I'm calling you from?
Dead?
A state of having my own fucking internet again.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
About time.
Yep, and I can't wait for my credit report to catch up on my the fact that I finally paid Cox off, and they can just go ahead and send me to that sweet 640, so I'm in the home loan territory.
Oh, damn.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes, I agree. I think that's quite nice. Yeah, there's been some. We'll start with you, but there's been modicums and modicrums of improvement over here.
I mean, that's good.
I think so.
I love that feeling where you feel like, I'm finally, on my way up.
Yeah, I'm breaking some negative cycles through change.
Nice.
I'm actually looking at my dogs right now that are not even in their cage, and we're in the same room. And Arthur wants to jump on my lap so bad.
Well, then you should let him.
Come here, Arthur. Arthur.
Arthur.
I actually thought if I said his name once, he'd appear. For once, he's being surprisingly antisocial. That's okay. Sadie girl.
That's because they always want the opposite.
Well, as soon as Sadie comes here, yep, Arthur's beat her to it. Come here, Arthur.
It's because dogs are very jealous creatures.
Come say hello. Say hello, Arthur Morgan. Grrr.
I can't hear him. Tell him to speak up.
He's really more of a heavy breather.
So then it should be like in Scream.
Come on, Sadie. Sadie. Don't scratch my nipple when you jump up here.
Scratch his nipple.
Dude,
Scratch
she's got
it
hella
right
claws.
off.
I got fucking pissed this morning. I sat down, just waiting for my coffee to get done, sitting at the desk doing desk shit, and I was like, fine, you guys can come up here. And Arthur, he's relatively got it under control. He's got good claw aim. He's a dexterous animal. But Sadie, she'll get one claw up, and then her next claw she wants to extend and use to stretch against you, and she just fucking swipes my nipple. And I go fight or flight, and I just punch her right in the jaw. That's an exaggeration, but I got pissed. Oh, it was way before coffee, and this thing just attacks my nipple. It hurts so bad.
So start wearing a breastplate.
I'm going to have
Or a
to.
really thick bra.
Because later girl is a deadly animal.
Yep. That's why you need a breastplate. Or a heavily padded bra. To guard your nipples.
So how have you been?
I mean, I've been not great, but I mean, at least I've done shit over the last 3 weeks, I guess.
No, you didn't.
And or have written a bunch of things down to at least mention.
I didn't write anything down. I was really high. I was super ready to do the podcast yesterday. I was like, I know what I want to talk about other than writing stuff. And then this morning I was like, it's work day. I'm gonna work. And then you texted me.
Work.
You texted me as podcast at 4, and I was like, podcast on Sundays. And then I read the text message you sent after D&D last week. It was podcast next Saturday. And I was like, fuck.
Yeah, I looked back at it. I was like, did he just miss this message?
No, and last time after the last podcast, we were like, let's start doing podcasts on Sundays so we have Saturdays to write. And then last Saturday we played D&D, and we were like, let's do podcasts next week. And I was like, okay. I just didn't even think about the Sunday part of it.
Yeah. I mean, I only want to, like, as far as recording podcasts / D&D stuff, I really only want to do that on Saturdays.
No Sundays?
Like, nah, Sunday is my day to catch up on everything that needs to be done before the work week.
That makes sense. That was why we picked Saturdays in the first place.
Yeah. And I figured doing it every other week gives us, 2 weeks worth of time to get some writing in somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, every other week we should be able to. I stopped working at home from John's and started working at home at my house, which is so much better. I don't have to worry about people like stopping people's TV programs. I can see my dogs. I can walk the dogs a few times a day more. I get to hang out with them. Get to clean my house a little bit. It's not looking. It still looks like it still looks like somebody killed themselves here, or is waiting to, but it's getting better.
All right. Well, that's good.
It is.
Don't be killing yourself over there.
No. I put those impulses to bed a long time ago. And now my sisters are going through therapy and talking to me about that type of shit. So, gotta be here to give my older siblings advice on how to be insane and deal with it.
I mean, I find therapy very useful, so...
Yeah. I haven't gone to therapy since it was mandatory when I was a child. They detected me early, and they were like, the school will pay for this.
Yeah, it's still a little too expensive for my liking. So I've kind of backed up off of that for now. Since I gotta save to move the hell out of this place.
I spend way too much money on other things to want to spend it on my mental health.
Yeah, but I'm sure some of those other things are crutches that getting your mental health in order could help.
No, they're not. Shut up. It's clean water, all of it. Clean. I only buy clean water and vegetables.
Okay.
I went to the fucking gumbo truck today. Quarantine be damned. I finally went. I went early. They had gumbo. It was so good. I got 2 bowls of chicken, shrimp, sausage gumbo. It was just I felt like I couldn't finish the first bowl, but then when I was done with the second bowl, it's like I don't see why I ever stop eating gumbo.
Yeah. I don't know about all that gumbo stuff. I don't think I've ever even had gumbo before.
Well, if we're ever in the same hood, I'll pick up a cup of gumbo for you.
Dope. But yeah, I'm gonna go find something to eat after this.
Oh, that's gonna be 4 hours.
I don't know
from
what.
now.
Do what?
That's gonna be 4 hours from now.
I know. There will be something. I live fairly close to a Jack in the Box, I guess.
Depressing.
That sounds fucking awful, though.
Yeah. I wanted to.
Beef sounds really good, though, so I don't know.
Beef is good. I've been in the morning wanting like grilled cheese, but I don't ever buy bread, so I can't make it at home. And there's just like not a good place. There's places with toast and cheese and shit on it, and I know Jack in the Box has a breakfast sandwich, but they all just kind of suck. I really thought Schlotzsky's was. Go ahead.
Yeah, they all have like a weird sauce on them at Jack in the Box. I don't even know what the hell it is to ask them not to put it on there.
Yeah, just give me the cheese and the meat and the bread and stop fucking with it.
Yeah.
I'll take some mayonnaise, frankly. But I thought Schlotzsky's would have the solution since they're a sandwichy ass place and they have the bacon grilled cheese sandwich that comes with a cup of tomato bisque. And it's on pretzel bread, which I thought that was interesting. But it also has like avocado in it, and I think it might have a slice of turkey. And the cheese wasn't like melted. The cheese wasn't very hot. Then the pretzel bread was fucking sweet. Like pretzels should be salty. It was just awful.
Huh.
The soup was good, but Slotsky's continues to be a shitty place to get food that's not Cinnabon.
They need to like places need to quit trying so hard with a lot of these things. It's like if I go to a restaurant and I'm like, "Hey, I want macaroni and cheese." I want fucking Kraft, bro. If I'm ordering something along those lines, I want the ghetto shit. Bring me the ghetto shit.
I've had a long stance against baked macaroni noodle casseroles that pretend to be mac and cheese. Now, I'm not opposed to a
Yeah.
little bit of breadcrumbs, but you're not serving me a casserole, son. I need a cheesy sauce on macaroni noodles. You can make it gourmet
Yeah.
cheese, and you can add a protein if you want, but it's got to be cheesy sauce and noodles.
Exactly. And I'm good with like different tiers of things too. Like cuz there's sometimes you want something specific even if it's trash, you want that trash. I'm going to McDonald's for McDonald's, not for something like any fancier than that, you know?
Yeah,
I want that specific thing. I want a grilled cheese sandwich. Give me some fucking white bread with cheese on it. Go.
yeah. McChicken's a McChicken, but a fine chicken sandwich is different. KFC is going to be getting into the chicken sandwich market.
They've been in the chicken sandwich market.
No.
They're just not very good.
Yeah, and they admit that. They admit that they're not really in the market, and they're going to do something different. They're testing it out in Orlando.
Huh. So they go on like the route that Popeyes went?
Yeah, they're
stepping
going
on Chick-fil-A's
real
business?
Yeah, they're going real chicken
like
sandwich
that.
territory.
That's interesting because they've had the chicken littles forever.
Yeah, which I always
which
throw the bread
usually
away.
get a couple of those. The bread is so fucking bad on those things.
Yeah, it tastes
But
like
I'll normally go ahead.
it tastes like the weird bread that like church gatherings always manage to have.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just bullshit.
Yeah. I always get like one or two of those with with the KFC famous bowl.
No, the famous
Just
bowl.
to add a little more chicken to it.
Famous bowl. So good. You get the
They really are.
Nashville spicy yet?
The what?
The Nashville spicy famous bowl?
I didn't know that was. I haven't been there in a long time.
Man, that shit's so good. Famous bowl's a good idea. I mean, it's famous.
It's such a simple ghetto ass idea that's so freaking good.
It's what I need sometimes.
Let's just mix all this garbage together, and it's delicious.
Their mashed potatoes are kind of grainy. I went recently, and I was like, I'm gonna do the all-star meal, and I'm gonna go to Raising Cane's and get chicken tenders, and then I'm gonna go to KFC to get mashed potatoes and gravy. And it turns out I really just prefer that with the cane sauce. I don't think their mashed potatoes do well on other people's chicken. It's like their mashed potatoes are a little bit dry, and they need their own chicken on it.
They are, but like I don't know. I like KFC's mashed potatoes for the flavor more than like the texture. The texture's not great. It reminds me of like school mashed potatoes, but they still taste good.
Yeah, I like their gravy. I think Church's is running
Yeah?
away with it, and of course Popeye beats everybody. Popeye's for life.
All right, I disagree, but
That's cool.
depends
you can be
on
wrong.
what you're going for, I guess.
You can be wrong. That's okay.
Yeah, I'll be right over here. You can be wrong. That's fine.
So what do you think of Roll
Chick-fil-A
20?
is number one.
Oh, fuck off. What do you think of Roll 20?
I think it's a good idea, but like there's a lot of shit that could be way better.
Like,
Just how everything is. It's like all the ideas are there. They're just not set up particularly well. Like the fact you got the grid on there and everything. Like that's super cool, but it could be more easy to use, I guess.
yeah, a stunning lack of hotkeys.
Yeah,
And
and just there's just so much stuff there. Like I like it. I just think that if they had a little more people behind it, it could get up and running a little better.
well, it's a paid subscription too, or at least you can pay for it, and it's pretty popular. Other places like use it. Other like famous online D&D players who play remote.
Yeah.
It's kind of they don't really have real competition right now. I've grown to like
Yeah.
it more We played the first time we played on Roll20, at least the first time I played on Roll20, was actually the campaign you wound up joining. It started in 3.5 instead of 5e, and it was monstrous pain to use 3.5 in that system. It just didn't really work, and they have you can see the macros if you go and look at the shit you're using. You can see the program that they're using to run everything, and you can edit the macro system. And if something goes wrong, it just fucks up your ability to roll shit. Yeah, and they don't have the spell list for 3.5 either, so you can't drop spells or just cast use.
Yeah, I like it. I just, I can just see those spaces. It's still like it seems like it's a really early build of it, even though I'm guessing it's been around for a long time.
It's definitely been around at least as long as Discord. But Discord seems to give a shit about what it's doing.
Yeah, cause like I watch quite a bit of D&D content and like podcasts and stuff, and I've never heard of Roll20 until John was like, "Hey, you want to do this?"
Yeah, so what's up with Bob the Fighter?
Well, that whole situation was just like, it was annoying how everything got set up because it was like, I'm in the middle of like doing a bunch of shit, and then John's like, "Hey, let's do D&D, blah blah blah," and I was like, ah. Like, number one, I don't want to be committed to this thing. I don't have that much time. And then on the other hand, it's like, yeah, but I miss you people, and I don't get to see you at all, and I miss playing D&D and shit. So I guess I'm in. And then I'm looking at everything, and I'm like, what's simple? I don't want to fucking do any kind of spell casting again. That's not particularly fun. And I didn't want to go with like the barbarian stuff again because like I've done it already. And so I was like, I'll just go like really simple and go with like a fighter. But, most of my characters have some kind of chaotic energy to them because that's how I like my D&D shit. I want it to be very comedy and drama based. I want to be able to throw some wrenches into shit. So I decided to be a fighter that doesn't want to be a fighter and is very aware of how a lot of other races live way longer than humans do, and he's depressed and drinks a lot.
All right.
So that's kind of that deal.
Did you see Mark Harmon's quest or Harmon's quest?
I saw the one free episode there was back when it first started.
I'll do you one better. I saw a YouTuber break down his character. He's a fighter that's destined to be a super great fighter, and he knows it. But his catch is that he's a tremendous fucking coward. So he spends a lot of the show just doing comedy monologues about being a pussy and then rolling dice.
Yeah. I love that kind of shit, man. I wish they had it on a streaming service of some kind.
They do. It's the one that
But they have it, it's on Verve.
yeah. What's the other one that who makes Red versus Blue? Which is something that they're not even known for. Rooster Teeth,
isn't it?
Yeah, Rooster Teeth is on some kind of fucking platform that you can get all that shit on. Well, I don't know the name of it, so that's not helpful.
I feel like it might be Verve, but I don't know. Rooster Teeth has all their own shit going on too, so who knows?
Yeah, they have a studio down in Houston.
Yep. That's where they're mainly based at, really. I guess a lot of their shit comes from LA, but their like headquarters is in Texas.
Same with Robert Rodriguez and Film Riot and a whole bunch of other people.
Yeah, Texas seems like a pretty good place for that kind of stuff at this point.
Arthur, go away. Go lay down, Arthur.
Come here, Arthur. Come over here.
Arthur Morgan. Get the fuck off of me. Get off of me.
But yeah, D&D, I'm digging it. I hate that I always come in late.
Yeah.
Every single time. It's really, really frustrating. Like with Bill, it wasn't a problem because he was such like a go lucky simpleton.
Yeah,
And he was super fun to play, and like you and I got along really well as characters. Like, let's go swimming. Like, just bonding shit. That was cool. But then after he died, and then I came back as Reyna, there was just constant suspicion, and it was like, I can't get in with anybody. Because I figure, being like a female character, it would be easier to get in with Audrey and have some kind of bonding.
no, she
But
had
she
a
was
dumb
afraid
fucking
of
edgelord
fucking
shit.
humans, I guess.
Yeah.
And then John was just super suspicious the whole time and just caused like so much chaos. It was just impossible.
Well,
And now we're dealing with kind of...
John's
ahead.
overpowered character at that time was able to decide what the story was going to do, or he would throw things. And
Yeah.
Audrey's big character twist is actually that like her father belongs to a cult, or she works with a cult that looks for people who are destined to become gods and stop them from becoming gods. Like she kind of tried to make herself a foil to John's character, but the rest of like how she plays it is that she can't talk to anybody or do anything or like, participate or be interesting or fun until the end of the story.
See, that was all stuff that I didn't know at all.
Nobody knew. Nobody knew until about a week ago when she's like, because it keeps coming up that her characters are shithead boring people until this fighter where she can actually talk and do things, and she chose to be infantile and annoying, but whatever. I really loved playing Batch, and Nate's incorporating Batch into other things, which is kind of weird that I have a character running around that I'm not playing. It's just NPCs in other people's games.
Yeah, that's pretty weird.
He was
But
interesting.
now I'm seeing kind of the same problem with my new character. Nate's the one being all fucking shut downy about everything.
Aelith? Oh, she's social. Well, yeah, she's kind of... So it's a monster hunting campaign, and she's a monster hunter. My character is just kind of supposed to be studying cultures and being the healer.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm referring to the fact that I, came in late, I guess, because I wasn't there for the role play session last week was what I heard it was, or the week before we played. And I was late to that, and now everybody's suspicious, and there's not any time to like, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
Yeah, John had one or two sessions with Audrey and Nate because it was just going to be their campaign, and then while I was working there, we had a session for me to introduce a character, which I just managed to walk into a place while they were mid quest, so it was kind of weird, but we just kind of. I don't know, we just kind of acted like it was normal. I treated them suspiciously, but then whatever. They started seeing me as a pet because my character's kind of weird. And then we had a session where we met the other dude at while we were turning in the bounty, and he was just an asshole the whole time. So we are still suspicious of him because the happenings there was we were turning in the bounty, and he kept pretending it was his bounty, and then there was a paperwork confusion with the clerk, and he would kept like being like, so yeah, the bounty split 5 ways, and they're like, no, it's not. It's fucking not. And then you just kind of walk up to us on the mountain, and it's like, really? People just keep walking in on these bounties.
Yeah. I wasn't aware that there was so much that already happened.
Well, John
like
wanted
that
to play
there were
with
so many campaigns.
John wanted to play with Hagen, and I don't even think they really wanted to play with me, but I was at their house while they were doing it, and they were like, you want to join? So I was, I like playing D&D, so I made a character and joined.
Yeah.
And then they wanted to include you, and I was just like, once they figured out Roll20 a little bit better, they were just like, let's see if we can get Zack into this.
All right. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how to get in there. Because, like, when I was making my character, I was like, I don't want to sit here and attempt to do cool shit. Because in the past, when I've tried to do that, it's always like, haha, either you got a shit roll, or when Nate was DMing, he shut shit down hard.
Yes, he did.
Like, it was just like, dude, all of your NPCs do the same exact thing. They all just say, fuck no. It's like, can you play along a little bit? Shit, dude.
I've heard about people murder hoboing in his other campaigns and whatnot, but this, yeah, the campaign with Batch, we were trying to unravel that political thing, and it seemed like I don't think we were ever really gonna get there until we killed the dragon.
Yeah, there was like multiple stories going on that would felt like we weren't getting anywhere in either of them.
Yeah, he's talked about the three storylines going on before, and it's like if we ever got around to killing the dragon, we would have started making more progress. But then I'm not really sure what happens after that. I know him making your character more in conflict with the lich that we were fighting becomes a thing, and then
Yeah.
we get to figure out who the masked people are and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I listened
Yep,
to
I
it.
liked playing Bill more.
I found another record.
All right.
Yes, Jeff Rosenstock has finally released a new record.
Ah, yeah. You love that
I
guy.
do love Jeff Rosenstock, and his new record, No Dream, is on Polyvinyl Records' YouTube channel, and they have a great 40-minute. So that they had this girl come on and do a Bob Ross video where she just paints the album title or the album cover while the record plays.
Oh, that's cool.
They also made a hotline you can call in. Uh, that you can you deal with the automated voice who's just a guy talking about how to get your anxiety treated on this hotline, and you pick a number for what you're anxious about, and it plays a track from the album while this asshole kind of talks over it.
Modern indie entertainment is so fucking weird.
It is, but this is Jeff's best. Probably it's his first like real like summertime record since maybe Vacation or Adults, and it's a really great summery anxious pop punk record. It goes through some suburban-y pop punk tropes. Even usually, what I like about Jeff Rosenstock is that he puts the chip tune into the punk rock, and there's such little synth in this record. There's a spot on probably my favorite track, Scram, where I think he's about to bust into a giant chip tune plus guitar solo, and instead he goes into a brief metalcore breakdown, and it just
What?
yeah, he totally. I was getting ready, and it he just just totally caught me off fucking guard. But yeah, he
Well, I
takes
do love metalcore. I'll check it out.
he takes this funny, anxious approach to gaslighting and anxiety, and actually has his probably his he has two love songs on the record, and it's probably his second and third best attempts at writing love songs. He didn't write love songs until he got married, and then he put out the album Worry, and that was only 2 albums ago. So yeah, State Line and Honeymoon Ashtray were very charming attempts at love songs. And the record's fantastic. I think it's a 9 out of 10. I fucking loved it. I've listened to it like 4 times today just to be sure I knew how to talk about it.
All right.
It's great.
I will check it out because I don't think I've heard much of his stuff. I've heard it mostly around you.
I think this is a really good Jeff Rosenstock record to start with. I started with We Cool, and then I went through the Bomb the Music Industry catalog. But this is a little more mainstream.
All right. Yeah, I feel like he lives in a Wes Anderson movie.
He lives in Brooklyn, but he recently moved to L.A.
Oh. Major shift.
It's got the Bomb the Music Industry, the staple people. It's got basically everybody but Mike Costas on it. Lauren Stevenson's doing backup vocals. He's got John DiDomenici on bass again. Chris Farron makes an appearance briefly, whatever. But yeah, yes. Still not better
Nice.
than I think his best solo record would be I Look Like Shit. It's just kind of hard to ignore that record's impact. But yeah, No Dream, definitely worth a listen. And a watch. It was fun to watch her paint that album cover. You listen to any shit?
I did listen to some shit. So my brother Michael has been getting into metal since he got in his new job, and he's, learning how to be a plumber. So he's riding around in trucks with people that are all into metal. So he's been like recommending stuff to me, most of which I'm just like
Stuff you heard.
It's either stuff that I've heard or stuff that comes off as like infinitely cringy to me.
Radio metal.
So I'm just like, do what?
Radio metal.
No, it's more along the lines of like stuff that I don't know. It's hard to explain, like Black Veil Brides type stuff. Like every once in a while, there's some of that kind of shit where I'm just like, yeah, not for me. But he sent me a video to this parody of Stacy's mom.
The lead singer of
called
Fountains
Jason's
of Wayne
mom.
died.
Do what?
The lead singer for Fountains of Wayne died. He had COVID.
I know. I feel like we talked about it. Maybe we didn't.
I posted about it.
They talked about it on Hollywood Babylon. He did a lot of shit.
Little Richard died too.
Do what?
Little Richard died. Anyway, back to what you were talking about like a week ago.
Fred Willard died too.
Fuck me.
Yeah, so much death. But he sent me a link to a parody called Jason's Mom. It's about Friday the 13th. And it was done by a band called Ice Nine Kills, who I heard of at one point because they did a cover of Animals by Maroon 5, like a metalcore cover. And I was like, actually pretty good. Because, you know, my sensibilities are, I love the passion and the aggression of metal, but I also like a really good pop hook.
Yeah.
So metalcore is my genre, all right? I love it.
No hate. I was a suburban white kid too.
Yeah. Right? Why try to hide it? So this band, Ice Nine Kills, I looked into their stuff finally. And their latest record is called The Silver Scream, and every song is based off of a horror film. And it's the fucking bomb, dude. Like, I love it. And they're really kind of like punny about it. Like the names of the songs are really punny.
No, I feel like I've seen some of their music videos now that you're describing them.
It's possible. Like, they have a song called Thank God It's Friday, and it's about Friday the 13th. And It Is the End, it's about it. They have Rocking the Boat, which is about Jaws. The Jig Is Up, which is about Saw. You know, all kinds of shit like that, where it's like, that's a good title. But that album is really, really good. The one before it has some really good shit on it. Everything before that I haven't dived in too deep, but, you know, I've heard a couple of their earliest songs, and it's like, not for me. It's a little too emo, I guess. A little too, like, Taking Back Sunday style, but, like, whinier.
Did they ever take back Sunday?
I don't think they ever did.
Well, son of a bitch.
That being said, when their original guitarist left, I kind of just hopped off of that train. So
same with Smash Mouth.
I didn't know they had people leave, but I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
It is Smash Mouth.
Well, I don't think you've ever listened to Fush You Mang as I had instructed, because it is their only good record.
I have. They have two really good records.
You're going to make an argument for Astro Lounge?
Yeah, I think it's great.
Okay.
Both of those albums are really, really good. Like, just because they became a meme doesn't mean that their stuff wasn't good.
I fucking love Fush You Mang. Their guitarist had so much personality back then. And then that guy left.
So it goes.
Kurt Vonnegut.
Man, that's just like part of my fucking lexicon now.
I mean, it's a pretty immortal phrasing. I mean, you write a good book, people quote it.
It really, but every time that I say it, I immediately think of James Franco, who fucking narrated that for the audiobook.
God, is there a more pretentious coupling than a Kurt Vonnegut audiobook read by James Franco?
James Franco doing a lot of those kinds of books, I think, would be
Yeah,
in like Catcher in the Rye or some shit.
that's some Franco-ass territory.
It really is.
What a dickhead. Fuck that guy. I haven't seen his Broom movie.
I want to, but I want to see the original first.
I've seen the original. I want to see the Steve Carell in Space Force. I was gonna watch it last night, but I fell asleep.
Is that on Netflix?
Yes.
I still haven't seen the trailer for it, but I've seen it like mentioned by people, so I might just add that to the list of things to watch.
I want to watch it quietly because I don't want because it's Space Force, so it's starting from a political position kind of, and I don't want to get involved with other people's discussions of it. But if I like it, I'll talk about it on the podcast, and if I don't, I won't talk about it anywhere.
All right,
Actually, if I hate it, I'll shit on it here.
that's fair. Speaking of things to be shit on, I watched a movie called The Babysitter.
I think you mean Shat. And is that
No.
Vin Diesel's the babysitter?
No, that's The Pacifier.
Oh shit. Great movie.
Jeff, get your shit right.
No.
But no, so I watched this movie, The Babysitter, and the only reason I watched it was because like it's on Netflix, but it has Samara Weaving in it from Ready or Not.
I don't know what that is.
I was like, you saw Ready or Not?
Well, I don't know who. Is she the blonde from Ready or Not?
Yeah, she's the main character.
That movie was so good at the end.
I thought that movie was great all the way through.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
one of my favorite movies last year.
We discussed it on one of these podcasts. It was movie of the year last year. Last year sucked for movies.
I disagree. I thought last year was great for movies. Damn it.
I don't fucking know.
I was thinking about that yesterday. I was like, damn. But then again, you didn't see as many movies as I
Oh,
did.
I've got a movie to bring up once we're off this topic.
Okay. But anyways, The Babysitter. It's a movie about this kid who has a babysitter. And he is like a total pussy, I guess. And the only reason I know this is because they say it. And they spend like the first 30 minutes with nothing happening. And then suddenly the babysitter turns out to be in this crazy devil cult. And she stabs this dude in the head. And they're like stealing this kid's blood for some ritual or some shit. And it's got a lot of like really funny people in it. Like it's got King Batch in it. And like Robbie Amell. And just weird ass people you don't expect to be in this kind of movie.
Bunch of influencers.
Bella Thorne is in it. Yeah, there's one.
Dude, she leaked her own nudes. That was a while ago, though.
Good for her.
Good for us.
I guess. I don't know. I'm not into her. But yeah, it's a badly like paced movie. The cinematography was weirdly good though because I found out that the director of it is a Mick G.
A Mick G?
Mick G, the director.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, all right. I mean, he's done stuff. He's kind of a joke.
Like a Blumhouse joke?
He's like Michael Bay, but bad. He's bad Michael Bay. And Michael Bay's not good.
Did he direct Tomb Raider?
He directed the Charlie's Angels movies from the 2000s.
Oh, John August wrote those.
He directed Terminator Salvation.
That's fine.
Yeah, that one's not too bad. I didn't know he did that one. He's just the guy that they get for whatever's laying around, I guess. Like, we need this to be completely inoffensive and uninteresting. But he did all right with the cinematography in this one. I don't know who the cinematographer was, but I'm assuming there was some kind of say from Mick G. So
Well,
I guess good for him.
Let's put credit where credit is due. Let's credit the cinematographer with cinematography.
Okay. Let me do some looking things up then.
Because I swear to God, if Alex starts taking credit for cinematography on Pharmacos because she's the director, I'm going to write her a letter.
Cinematographer was Shane Hurlbutt.
Oh, Hurlbutt's
good
a
name.
great cinematographer, and he hosts a class. He hosts a masterclass series that's worth $300 apparently.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, fuck him.
His early career included work on music videos for Gloria Estefan and Smashing Pumpkins.
I don't know that he's actually done anything like he's not Roger Deacons, that's for fucking sure. But he's a high working cinematographer today.
Ew, he worked on the Skulls and Mr. 3000
Well, maybe his career's in decline.
and Semi-Pro. This is early shit.
Well, you got to start
Let's see if
somewhere.
it's getting better.
I think Need for Speed was his like moment where he started teaching people. He runs a website.
Yeah. Need for Speed, yeah, 2014. Into the Badlands, I hear, is alright. But all these movies are like nothing. Rim of the World. Alright.
Alright, well, fuck him. Never mind, I was wrong.
Yeah. Good job on the Babysitter, though. But yeah, so there's that. And what were you going to talk about?
Oh, man, they've been watching Marvel movies over at the garage, so after they went to bed,
Hell yeah.
I went ahead and finally rented Endgame.
Oh, yeah. And?
Great ending, man. It was cathartic to see Captain America break some rules and go find a life, and I don't really know that. I mean, I guess Robert Downey Jr. had to leave eventually and I guess the whole point was he learns about sacrifice becomes a thing. He's got that 23 movie arc where eventually I guess he has to make more sacrifice, but I feel like he's learned that lesson previously. I don't know if he had to
I
say
agree.
That,
There is different little points throughout the series of movies where he does kind of learn that, but the fact that he actually does in the end sacrifice himself, I feel like is it just wraps everything up in a nice little bow.
the moment itself was good. I knew it was going to happen because I waited way too long to like complain about spoilers.
Did you see it on Pornhub like he did with the Han Solo thing?
I actually saw Cap picks up the hammer in a Pornhub comment.
That's funny.
Yeah, which was also a cool moment.
Yeah.
I didn't know Black Widow died. People had managed to keep that away from me. That whole scene was pretty fucking long. It was a brutal shot, like the shot where you look down and you see it.
Yeah.
It was sad. All the
Yep.
important sequences were really great sequences, and they didn't look away from stuff very much. Like you didn't, yeah. The pushing into him saying I'm Iron Man for the last time was a pretty great 5 seconds.
Oh yeah, they really took their time on that.
Yeah, it was a good sequence. I was so mad at Pepper Potts. She just first of all, I'm sick of seeing that bitch in these movies, period. But then she finally goes up.
I agree.
She comes out of nowhere, and then she's in the last 10 seconds of the fight, and then this dude gives his life, and she just sits down and she's like,
Go ahead and die, bro.
yeah, cry smiling, you can rest now. And I was like, fuck you. You can fucking rest. You suck.
Like, I like the sentiment of it, but I don't feel like she pulled it off. And even worse, the fact that we didn't see their actual relationship hardly at all throughout all this time, it really just felt like she was just like, and I have plans, you know? Like, let's get this over with so I can go do other stuff.
Yeah, she might as well have held up the will and could you sign here? Fucked off. Their relationship is so worthless. And even watching all these movies back to back, I only knew that they were married because I saw it at the beginning of Endgame. She could have been anywhere. Yeah. If they would have started that movie with her having a kid with Smiley, I would have been like, oh, I guess it happened, sure.
She was always kind of like the weakest thing about... I don't know. Whenever you throw in a love interest in any of these movies, it's kind of the weakest shit.
Yeah, I mean, Pepper Potts was a good character in the first movie, but then they started moving away from her.
Well, the issue was that there was so much on and off with them, and it's like you're not seeing them get back together or split up because it's happening between movies. So it's hard to stay invested. It's like, what the shit? They're together in Iron Man 3, and then, Civil War happens or whatever, and it's like, okay, now they're broken up. Like, they're already broken up at the beginning of that, and then they're back together at the end of Spider-Man. It's like, where is this shit happening?
Yeah, I didn't see Spider-Man. I did see Ant-Man and the Wasp. I still haven't seen Ant-Man.
What'd you think of Ant-Man and the Wasp?
It was fun. I love Paul Rudd. He's adorable.
Yeah, I think it's rather enjoyable.
It was a fully fun
A lot
movie.
of people didn't like it.
Oh, fuck them. It did.
Yeah.
It was the smallest feeling Marvel movie, but
Which it's about an ant and a wasp. It makes sense.
it was fun. Well, it felt like a movie that you could have made in the 90s easily with no context for the Marvel Universe at all.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
But it was still fun. I don't know what they're bitching about.
Yeah.
It was cutesy
I don't know.
sometimes.
There's so much stuff, like, people get so hardcore about this shit. Like, I used to get really hardcore about this shit, where I'm just like, you didn't like it? Fuck you! Or just the stuff where it's like, well, this movie is complete garbage because blah, blah, blah. It's like, it wasn't complete garbage. Like, you're wrong. Even if you disagreed with some points, there's something to like.
Maybe there were a lot of corny moments. Maybe there were some plot holes. Maybe it didn't break any ground. But fuck you. It was fun. I laughed, and they ended it. So
Exactly. It's entertainment.
I was
That's all it needs to be.
entertained. God damn it! I even left the room to go to the bathroom, and I came back, and I was still entertained. What are you fucking talking about?
Hell yeah. Speaking of, the Snyder Cut is happening.
Yes.
It's so funny because I've been like working on the Pixar stuff, and we talk about the Snyder Cut as a meme, basically, in the Toy Story thing.
Do we
lot.
really?
Yeah, we reference it a lot, like talking about desaturating the movie and turning it into the Snyder Cut, which I did.
We're the funniest.
And now it's a thing. So by the time this video comes out, it's gonna be like, the Snyder Cut's actually real.
Oh God, I hope he doesn't decide to do something that makes us look stupid.
I'm so excited for the fucking Snyder Cut. I have no idea what it's even gonna be.
Now I haven't seen
And Justice League was kind of a trash fire, so
I didn't see Justice League, but I was excited to see Darkseid, and it's been confirmed that his version will have Darkseid in it.
yeah. I don't know what this movie's gonna be at all, because there was so much in the version that we got, the theatrical version, that's just like, everything about this movie is so uninteresting. Like, nothing is real, and everything is so, like, saturated. Like, everything is so inoffensive in this movie, except for, like, the way that they shoot particular things. It's just dumb. So this one, I'm just like, is it going to be hyper edgy like Batman v Superman? Probably.
I wouldn't.
But it's got so many other characters. I don't know.
I still haven't seen Aquaman. I wanted to see that. Wonder Woman was okay.
Aquaman was pretty good. They just tried to put too much shit in it, and it's like they doubled up on the villains, and they didn't need to. Because one of the villains, you cut him out of the movie, it makes a much stronger movie.
Did you see Birds of Prey yet?
I have not.
Me either. I was excited about that. I wanted to see it.
Yeah, I have it on my list of like 60 movies to watch right now.
I don't remember who was
And
talking
I've just
to me
been putting
about
them.
it, that they said it was good.
I've just been. Sorry.
Well, someone I don't trust their movie opinion said it was good, so I was going to ask.
I haven't talked to anybody that is. Oh, well, actually, Aaron saw it, and he said it was the best DCEU film. So.
All right. Well, he's
There
also
was
said
something that he
Snyder's
liked
the
about
best
it.
director, and Kay Stu,
No.
and Kay Stu's his favorite female actress, and what's his fucking dumb shit face.
I don't think he said any of those things.
He did. We have it on the American Ultra review.
Okay. I know he didn't say that Zack Snyder's his favorite director, though.
Yes, he did. This is also in the Food for Thought episode. I could pull it. Well, I can't pull it up
Batman
anymore.
v Superman wrecked his life.
Yeah. Yeah, we were talking about the Watchmen in one of the the Food for Thought videos are down, so I can't go prove it. But he said it before.
Well, I have most of them still, so.
Oh, cool. Just send those to me, and I'll fucking go through them.
Man, that would be so hard to send over email.
Yeah. Anyway, he hates him now because of his crimes against humanity.
Yeah, that's fair. I feel kind of similarly.
Yeah, I've never really liked him that much.
I've liked so many of his movies.
I like The Watchmen.
I really liked Watchmen. I really liked 300. I really liked Dawn of the Dead.
Dawn of the Dead was okay. The original was better.
I'm one of the apologists for Sucker Punch.
Sucker Punch was one that I've been meaning to see because it looks poppy and fun, or pulpy and fun, and I'm into that.
It is.
So it doesn't have
It
to
is
be
and it isn't, because there's some stuff that gets like insanely dark where you're just like, ooh, this is just uncomfortable. And then there's some stuff where it's just like, this seems lazy, and then this seems like the story's kind of fucking dumb. But visually, it's super fun to watch. Got lots of really pretty ladies in like really cool situations.
Sexual situations?
And do what?
Sexual situations?
Only in the really uncomfortable way.
Never mind then. Oh, like the back of a Volkswagen? Like the back of a Volkswagen?
Yeah. Yes, just like that. But Oscar Isaac, like that was the first thing I ever saw him in, and he is like an amazing villain. He's fucking terrifying. So I recommend it.
Yeah. I'll get around to it one day. Unless I die before then.
Yeah, it's not that important.
Yeah.
It's not like you're going to get to the gates of hell and it's going to be like, wait, did you see Sucker Punch?
Why, does it not make sense if I go in there?
No, you have to go to the deepest depths of hell if you haven't seen Sucker Punch.
They're going to stop me at the gate and be like, look, we want you to come to hell, but if you haven't seen Sucker Punch, this won't make a lot of sense.
So what else has been up?
Oh, God. 3 weeks has been so long that there's things that have become a normal part of life that I don't even think about as news for the podcast. I got The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening remake. I bought it for John's Switch.
Ooh.
Yep. It is still
Is it
$60.
amazing?
It is fucking amazing.
Well, yeah, that's Nintendo for you.
Yeah, it should never have
Still
been.
$60? What? Try to buy Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. It's still $60, and it came out on the Wii back in 2013.
Yeah, go fuck yourselves. But no, it was absolutely worth every penny. Like I would have paid some money to play it on Game Boy again, frankly, because I loved it so much as a kid. But I was like 7 when I played that game, and I was too stupid for the 6th and 7th temple, so I had no chance of beating it. But playing it again, it's legitimately challenging and fun. Of course, if you follow me on Facebook, you know that I died 11 times on my first run in normal mode, and then I died 0 times on my second run because I wanted to get the alternate ending. The music, the new orchestration is great. The new animation style is kind of interesting.
Oh, yeah, I've seen a lot of stuff about it, and I'm just like, man, I love the style so much.
I didn't think I would like it, but you become accustomed to it so fast that everything just starts to look really, really pretty.
Yeah, I really like how it looks very small.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's adorable, and it looks really freaking cool because they have the stuff that's like out of focus in certain areas and stuff.
Yeah, it's actually just a vignette. It's just a bokeh vignette.
Yeah. Well, obviously, but it's what they're trying to convey.
Yeah, they want the dreamlike nature of the game to be true, and this holds up as like when I played it on Game Boy. If I played it on this, like with the Game Boy adapter on the Super Nintendo, it was kind of the best feeling top-down Zelda, because the first item you get in the first temple is Rock's Feather, which is notoriously the Zelda item that lets you jump. So you spend most of the game, like I didn't take Rock's Feather off the entire game. I had Rock's Feather so I could jump over shit, and then I had whatever item I needed for the situation. And it just feels so good to play. You feel so agile even in a top-down game. and the 3D graphics really help immerse that better than the Game Boy did, where you would still have some kind of block movements. But it's definitely a worthwhile update, and it was super super fucking fun to play. I've beaten it almost 3 times now.
Nice. Yeah, I never played Link's Awakening. Just wasn't a game that I had, and didn't have friends that had it. But whenever the trailer for this one was announced, I was like, what the hell? Why are there chain chomps in this game? And then, looked into it and all that shit and realized, okay, it's a remake, and saw a lot of stuff about it. And I'm just like, I really like the look of this game. And it's Zelda, so you know what? Top tier.
It is one
Never
of the
played
best.
it. S tier.
It is one of the best Zelda games.
Really?
Yeah, as far as especially before Ocarina of Time came out. I would put it, I would say it's about as fun, but it's a lot shorter than A Link to the Past.
Okay.
And the last few temples are actually pretty fucking challenging. Like, I spent forever in the face temple, because you have that classic, you hit the crystal and parts of the floor raise up or down and they're color coded, and it's just like it's so hard to guess which element is supposed to be up or down, and you might cross across the castle and find out you fucked up, and you have to be able to get the stone beak to listen to the hint owls, because there was no way that I was going to get. There's no way that I was going to beat the Eagle Tower without the hints, because the thing that they need you to do to progress through the level was so obscure. It would have been really hard for me to figure that out. I was like, what the fuck do I do with this big black rock? I was like, what the fuck do I do with this big black rock for like an hour?
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, definitely.
I eventually want to play all the Zelda games, so I'm sure I'll get that at some point.
10 out of 10. I'll beat Hero Mode this weekend, which is, in Hero Mode, the hook is that nothing ever drops hearts. Ever.
Ugh.
Yep. And nothing can drop a fairy either. You have to go to a fairy fountain to get fairies. Yeah, so I've died 15 times. I just beat the 7th temple. So I've got to go to the 8th temple and wake up the windfish and then fight the big thing at the end.
All right. That sounds crazy. I'm more of like a casual gamer. I don't need like extreme challenges. I need it to be just challenging enough.
Yeah, don't play Heroes.
Give me hearts.
Don't play Heroes. It wasn't that hard. It only took me a day to beat it with no deaths on the second run.
Yeah, but you're way better than me.
The only tip I'll give people is that some of the stuff that feels like you're never going to solve this puzzle, what the fuck am I looking at? You got to go to the library in the town. They've got the hints for all the major hooks in the game.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so you never have to Google anything.
But it's quicker to Google things.
Oh, it is, for sure. They've got, there's one thing that you can't Google because it's RNG based, so you have to go to the library to figure out what that is every time.
Don't you just love when they throw those in there?
It's brilliant.
It's always like, yeah, but your game is different.
Yep. Just like Diablo 2.
Yep.
It's an auto-generated map every time.
I mean, yeah. Like, the Pokemon games had a lot of that shit, too.
No, they didn't.
They did. Like, depending on, like, what kind of egg you would get, you would have to, like, it was based off of, like, random-ass numbers in your whatever number you are or whatever.
Oh, yeah, okay. I was going to say, the maps are
that.
Consistent. What are you talking about?
Oh. No, I'm not talking about that specifically.
The only other gaming change I think I've made in the previous lays, I got so the Switch has Wi-Fi. It does not have an Ethernet port on it. So if you want a wired connection for your Switch, you have to get an adapter. And the Switch's Wi-Fi caps out at 50 megabits per second. So you
fucking Nintendo.
Yeah, not only is Smash Brothers netcode goddamn awful, but the Wi-Fi adapter is goddamn awful. And so I finally bought one of these adapters, and I played for maybe an hour, And I had recently had a really bad run online. Their ranking system is based on GSP points, which is a system that measures your average against the rest of the world. I had a couple bad runs and I was down to 120,000 GSP, and I played for less than an hour and I got back up to 6 million. I was just fucking destroying people. My inputs were working again. I won 2 tournaments in a row, and I just like by the time I was like I played for like an hour, and by that time I was like kind of too drunk to be playing anymore. So so I stopped. But even shit-faced, my inputs were so fucking fast. It just became it was different. It was completely different. So if you're playing competitive fighting games with the Switch, spend the $20 to get an adapter. It just it changes the whole thing.
All right, that's cool.
It is cool because I'm a champion again. Best piranha plant.
Good
in the game.
for you. How's it going on Sekiro?
All right.
Hey, it's not over.
Okay.
This isn't over. You gotta talk about Sekiro. It's part of the podcast.
I believe I turned it back on because I was like, I want to make Zack proud. And then I was lost.
Did you?
I was lost. So the whole reason I bought Link's Awakening was I was playing Sekiro and I was lost and I couldn't kill the Necromancer. And then I was like, I need a confidence boost. So I'd get on Smash Brothers and I would get my ass kicked. And then I would get sad. And then I would look at editing projects and I was like, I don't want to edit right now. And then I would play some Sekiro and I would get my ass kicked. And I was like, God, I'm just so fucking pissed. And my stimulus check had come in here. And I was like, what else could I do? And I remember I've been dying to get the Link's Awakening. I had forgot. Yeah. Yeah. Fuck Sekiro. I'm going to beat Link's Awakening on hero mode before I crack open Sekiro again. And then if it's too mean, if Sekiro is too mean on me, if it's being a fucking meanie, I'm going to play more Zelda.
All right. And then I'll ask about Sekiro again on the next podcast.
I have 2 weeks to
So let's see. Other things on my list. Oof, there's so many.
You mind if I
read any good books?
Mind if I take 3 seconds to go grab my phone charger?
Of course I mind. Go for it, homie.
Entertain them.
Oh no. How am I to entertain them? Entertainment. 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 It's entertaining entertainment. Oh. How you folks doing? Tell us in the comments. Leave a voice message on Anchor or You're a flounder, Jeff.
I'm back, y'all. I'm sorry to leave you with this.
Oh, jeez. He's back. Back in black.
Daddy never leaves for long.
Daddy always leaves for long. I know this firsthand.
Sad panda.
Bring it down, folks.
Hello, dogs. Yes, I got up and sat back down.
Ah, they must be so confused.
I know. They're like, you don't usually exercise this much. What's wrong?
Are you dying?
I left my kettlebell at John's. I have nothing to work out with here.
Golly gee willikers, mister. You're really strong.
I keep forgetting it's over there.
Well, stop.
I got my hand cranky.
So you can get some strong hands.
It works your
strong
forearms. Yeah. It could really do some damage to your forearm. I really recommend these things.
I mean, that's what masturbation is for.
Why? 30 seconds of a workout? Get good, son.
30 seconds?
Dude, I'm not trying to drag this shit out anymore, alright?
I only drag it out. I'm training.
It's probably a good idea. There's a big girl that moved in next door, but she also has, like, I think her friend that she carpools with is hot, so I should probably start showering more.
I mean, I recommend showering more for yourself, but if someone else has to get you to do it, go for it.
Yeah. Well, I shower every day. I'm just kidding. I wake up with a
Yeah, sure.
shower.
That's what they all say.
I have to shower when I wake up, or I feel shitty all day.
I shower every other day.
I thought about transitioning my showers to night, but with my hair, I have to brush, which means I should detangle or at least get some water in it. It's a hassle, but I'm beautiful and it's
Yeah.
worth it. What's on your cocksucking list, boy?
Um. Well, I'm trying to get stuff to come up naturally, and you're setting stuff up pretty well because you talked about your kettlebell thing. I've been doing some working out myself. I'm finally getting my shit in order.
Doing cock push-ups?
Hell yeah, training, like I said.
Are you training to take on Brock?
No,
Are you training to take on Krillin?
I'm training to take on Misty.
I'd take on Misty. Take
She's 10, you fuck.
on me. Is she really?
I don't know. I think she's like 12.
Dude, Scriptnotes did well. This was actually a pretty old episode. I recently got Scriptnotes Premium, so I went back to their Little Mermaid breakdown. Craig Mason's like, I know she's 16 in the story, but fuck you, they drew her hot on purpose.
I mean, that's fair. It's a drawing, but still, it's the thought that counts.
Yes, and he thinks she's hot. And you know what? You know what? I don't want to get canceled. So your workout routine?
So, interestingly, in my old age, I've noticed that my flexibility is going to shit, so I started doing yoga.
Fuck yeah, dude. That'll.
And it's really crazy because, like, number one, it's way harder than it seems, like, doing simple shit because they're like, you're not just doing this simple thing, you're, like, holding everything together, like, flexing the whole time. It's crazy.
Joe Rogan calls it martial arts against yourself.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yep.
It kind of is because it's something where it's like planking. It's like you can stop anytime you want, but you just feel shitty about it.
Yeah, my part of my kettlebell routine became doing flyouts and holds. So I'll do straight in front of me for 90 seconds, and then down for 5 seconds, and then straight in front of me for a minute, and then I'll work down to 30 seconds, and then I'll go to another angle, and then I'll try to get without bending my arm in different directions to straight over my head, and just holding things like in a flexed one position. That's fucking, and I'm just using my arm. I'm not like trying to do a downward dog or nothing. But
Yeah.
they're called negatives in resistance training. The ability to hold yourself in a position as opposed to lifting.
Yeah. Yeah, I always hated lateral raises. That's like my least favorite workout.
They're tough, but it's only a 20-pound
Yep.
kettlebell.
Yeah, but I mean, even when I was like lifting a lot and I was making a lot of progress, lateral raises, like front and to the side, were like the worst shit. It's like I'm sitting here curling like 35 pounds and doing all this shit with like 35 pounds, and then I get to that and it's like, phew, I'm lucky to get 15.
Yeah, I call the one that's straight out from your side, the fly out, and then I have the zig hail press, which is straight forward and up.
Yeah.
But then I
That
try to
shit's
dip that
nuts.
behind my. But I try to if my hand's not too wet and I can bend it back, I try to dip it behind me and then pull it back forward
Like behind your back?
behind my back.
Like, okay, so that'd be like a French press. Those things fucking wrecked me.
I call it the Oprah Winfrey press because it works the bottom of the arm.
Yeah, your triceps. Yeah, I like. There's multiple times I would start lifting again because I would stop for a while or just stop doing that workout specifically, and I always forget. And then I go back to it, and then I do it, and the next day it's like my fucking elbows and my triceps are sore for like a week,
That's my favorite one.
like to a point where it's like, Well, I'm talking like bad sore. I'm talking like I can't fucking do anything.
That's the one that's the muscle I think that adapted the fastest. I don't know why that feels so much better than the other things if I'm going too hard or like I'm not going hard. I'm not like lifting heavy shit. Like 20-pound kettlebell's more serious than a 20-pound dumbbell for sure. But I'm doing it all day while I'm taking calls. So I'll do it for like 30-minute sessions and then I'll take 10 minutes off. And if I get stressed, like someone's pissing me off, or if I get bored, then I'll start doing it.
Yeah.
So I kind of work out half the day when I actually have my kettlebell.
Hell yeah. I should take that shit with me to work. I should take some of those things with me to work because I'm sitting at a desk at this point, and it's like I'll get up every so often and just stretch and make sure I'm not falling asleep. I should just bring some shit to work out.
If you get into the mindset of I'm just going to do a couple of curls every time I'm bored, it starts to become this addictive thing where you are basically flexing on everyone.
Literally.
Yeah. So what stage of yoga are you in?
I've been doing like this I've been doing it's a beginner routine for the last couple weeks essentially, just getting used to all the stuff. It's been the same thing for the last couple weeks, and then starting on Monday, there's this YouTuber lady who's been doing yoga shit for I don't know since like 2012, I guess. Yoga with Adriene is what it's called. I'll shout her out. Dope stuff. It's funny going through the comments because it's like a bunch of people who are like, well, I'm in quarantine, so I guess I'll do this. And it's like, this video's from like 2015. It's like blowing up because that's like all the comments are like, quarantine, guess I'm going to start doing yoga.
Yeah, it's that or bake bread, and good luck finding flour right now.
Yeah. But I'm planning on starting a 30-day challenge thing starting Monday.
Oh, shit.
So we'll see how that goes.
Be good
because
podcast
it's like
content.
jumping from beginner stuff to like, this is just kind of a bunch of stuff thrown together. She says it's like good for all areas, but I'm afraid because some of the stuff in the thumbnails is like, well, I can't do that. I'll try my best.
Yeah, John Green did a 30-day fitness challenge or a 10-week fitness challenge with his friend, and they just got personal trainers, and it didn't seem fair. But I know if you like when I started walking long distances every day, and I would take time to stretch my hamstring and all my leg muscles and a bit of my back, I would just feel so much better every day. I could sit for longer, I could stand for longer. Just felt everything felt so good.
That was what made me decide to like try the yoga thing because like I found myself doing a lot of stretching anyways, like when I was, lifting weights and all that. And it's just like at first doing the yoga shit was hard, but then like after a couple days it's like this just feels like the stretching process just feels like insanely good. And if I don't do it, my body just feels stiff all day.
I've been trying to sell John on this shit because John constantly winds up with weird shoulder and middle back pains and shit and lumbar pain. It's just like you sit in the most ridiculously padded chair for 16 hours a day. You'll only get up to yell at your kid. Like,
yeah.
And you got no physical activity and you're a heavy fucking dude. You gotta do something.
And with the shit that we do, where we're sitting at a computer all the time, hunched over, like
it's even worse for him. He's fucking writing code all day. Like,
yeah, he's sitting there like Smeagol.
Yeah, it's a super bad situation. And his arm rests are really high, so he's always pushing his shoulders up. I've been trying to tell him just like arm rests are gonna put that shoulder pain right where you're pointing to every time.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't have arm rests on my chairs.
I need them on my chair at work, but like they're not. I don't keep them up really high. Like they're level with the desk essentially, or I guess a little below the desk.
They could be nice.
So my arms sit comfortably. They're not like pushing my shoulders up or anything.
Yeah.
So other stuff on my list. You read any books? I read some books, kinda. I listened to some books.
They were cleaning the garage, and my Kindle fell out of my laptop case. So I've turned on my Kindle, but I haven't read any books. I don't think I've read anything. No, it's like I got the Scriptnotes Premium, so I've been. I called in sick a whole bunch because I was being anxious and insane and staying up crazy late and drinking, and I just listened.
I feel that.
Yeah, I listened to like I don't know. I listened to maybe 100 episodes of Scriptnotes probably. It was like I would
Damn.
wake up and start listening to Scriptnotes until I went to bed, and I did that for like maybe a week.
All right. That's cool. You learning a lot?
Some of it was stuff we've been over before. Um, I mean, it's always good to hear that show because there's not a whole lot of writing resources that you can do in 30 minutes or an hour that get your mind right onto writing and thinking about what they were
Yeah.
talking about. So Scriptnotes is always going to be good for that, even if it's a dumb episode about the WGA or something.
Yeah.
So what you
I get that.
what you read?
Well, since you mentioned a podcast, I'll mention a podcast that I mentioned before. The Dead Meat Podcast. I cannot recommend it harder. It's so good.
I feel.
It's like
Go ahead.
so. All right, so Dead Meat is a channel that focuses mainly on horror, but their podcast is like super interesting because like it's kind of split up into three different kinds of podcasts. Um, so they have like movie review ones where they'll like sit there and break down a movie like we used to on Idea, where they just like go through it beat for beat and just kind of talk about it and shit. So that's just fun, and then they'll do like games and stuff. But then they have like these crazy episodes where it's like super in depth, like socio-political, historical stuff that is just like insanely just good.
Interesting.
Like it's in reference to horror in a lot of ways, like most of the time, but they talk about like they did an episode about like Indian burial grounds and like the significance of that to like, you know, normal people's lives and stuff. They did like a transgender episode. They did stuff breaking down zombies, like how they've changed throughout the ages and how it's like basically lined up with how, you know, how the world has changed politically and things like that. Just like really crazy, awesome, in depth stuff. Like, I love it. Like, it's probably my favorite podcast at this moment.
Hmm. I felt like I listened to a different podcast this week other than Script Notes, but I can't remember what it was. I know Roger Deacons finally had another good episodes on the Team Deacons podcast. They got their DIT on to explain everything about what it means to be a digital image technician and digital cinematography. It was actually really interesting.
Oh, that's cool.
Joe Rogan had some good podcasts, but he's moving to Spotify, so he can fuck off.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he got paid $100 million to be Spotify exclusive.
Ugh.
Yep.
All of these exclusivity bullshits.
I'm not sure how to take it. Like, I'm kind of happy for him, kind of not. I know it's not going to change the program any, but I also don't want ads. I don't want to pay for Spotify Premium. I don't want to go to Spotify.
Yeah, that's what's annoying. Like, the thing that's annoying is like he makes so much money.
Not on YouTube
He
anymore.
makes
Well, he doesn't make.
maybe not through YouTube, but he does fucking like deals and stuff.
Well, he gets plenty of. He's got plenty of ad partners. He's got a sick amount of ad partners, but I don't see that because I
Yeah.
watch YouTube Red, and I don't get those ads on YouTube. And he just lets YouTube put their ads on it, but he gets demonetized every episode of YouTube because he has like epidemiologists on, and they're gonna say COVID, and they're gonna get demonetized.
I get that, but at the same time, like his podcast is in multiple places anyways. Like
Shh, not anymore.
knocking it down to just Spotify is annoying.
Yeah, that's stupid, and that's the thing that pisses me off the most about what it does to podcasts in general, is that podcast has been one of the formats that has not done shit like that. They haven't. You can get a podcast anywhere. You get a podcast on your refrigerator. Like it's an open
Yeah.
ass platform. It's not like YouTube where there's not very many video competitors. But Spotify has gone as far as to like they're going to be hosting video of just Joe Rogan's podcast.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so he can keep his video element.
Does Spotify have any video anything right now?
You can get music videos on there if it's from a approved artist, but you can't randomly
Weird.
upload. As soon as I found out they were hosting Joe Rogan's video, I was like, can I move my video content to Spotify? I'm gonna start uploading there. Yeah, the only other like web viewing podcasty type news is that the Vlogbrothers, John Green got Hank Green the Singamajig. It's a unique limited edition Singamajig. Singamajigs are toys that you buy in a series and they each play one monophonic note. But there's a Singamajig that plays Smash Mouth's All Star.
Oh, of course.
Yep, and they crowdsourced the internet to fucking find one of these things. John Green's been trying to find one for 5 years and giving a bunch of people money
Damn.
for no reason. Yeah. Anyway, the important thing is that the last 10 Vlogbrothers videos have all been named after lyrics from that song.
Wow.
It's been
All
pretty
right.
amusing. So you reading any good books lately?
Yes. Well, number one, I just did American Gods again. That was fun.
I commented on that.
I saw, and I commented back.
I didn't see that.
All right. Because you were like, was I supposed to read it for the podcast? And I said, yes, you knew this.
I don't want to read. You commented. Yep, you replied 2 days ago. Jesus. And I've been
Yeah.
on Instagram within the last 2 days to look at skanks.
Oh, well, there you go. But yeah, so I did that one again. Still really like that book. It's good shit. It's such a weird, so weird.
Yeah, she eats that dude with her pussy.
Yeah, and that's one of the that's one of the less weird things.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. Like reading that one again or hearing that one again, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to refer to it as reading. Audiobooks count as reading, folks.
Nope.
Now you know. But yeah, going through that one again, I was just like, man, the structure of this thing is so weird, and I want more out of it, you know?
Yeah,
Like, it's great the way it is, but like with the whole war aspect and everything, and the fact that there's so many gods that we don't get to see, like, at all.
that's interesting because when we reviewed it, you called it
want more.
meandering.
I mean, it is meandering, and those are Neil Gaiman's words himself.
That's true.
It meanders, but it's like, you know, you'll visit a character for a really long time. So, you know, you only run into like maybe 10 gods, and there are so many of them that it's like, I'm just kind of like, I wish we could have dived deeper in with like more of them, I guess.
It would be a good opportunity for their TV show to do that, but I don't know if they're still doing the American Gods show.
I have I have the first 2 seasons on digital, but I have not yet watched the second season, and I'm not sure if it continued because they switched. Because there was problems with season 1 where they switched showrunners in between, and there was like a long time, and like some actors dropped out and stuff. So I don't know if they're even continuing. I don't know if I want to know because like I want to watch it, and then I'll find out if I'm disappointed or not.
I'll watch it once they're done producing it. I'll watch it all in one day.
Yeah, it's fairly short. Like only 10 episodes a season, I think.
You watch Letterkenny yet?
Nope, it's on my list.
God damn it.
See, I'll bring up Sekiro and you bring up Letterkenny.
You know what? I watched Endgame.
You sure did, but I wasn't telling you that you needed to watch it every episode.
No, because it's been a while since Endgame's been out. It'd be kind of hard to keep pushing that at me.
Yeah.
But the new season of Letterkenny comes out next month.
Dope.
There will be 9 seasons for you to catch up on.
Okay. 9 seasons?
Yeah. Well, they're only 6
What?
episode seasons.
I mean, that's still a lot, man. That's still like 50 fucking episodes.
Is it? Because I watch like the series once a week.
Well, how long are these episodes?
30 minutes.
Yeah, that's a lot.
All right. Well, you have a problem. Fuck you.
I didn't say you're having a problem, Jeff. It's okay. I have like 2 episodes left of Better Call Saul. Once I finish that, I will do Letterkenny next, all right?
Finally.
I will cancel my Netflix subscription and get Hulu.
Hulu's a worthy investment. You can watch the Powerpuff Girls there.
Yeah, but I've seen the Powerpuff Girls at least as much as I need to.
All right.
I mean, I wouldn't mind watching it again. It's just like my list of TV shows that I need to watch is so fucking long at this point.
Let's just do the first season of Letterkenny.
All right. And if I like it, I'll continue.
Yep. The second season's better, of course, and every season is better than the one before it.
Ugh,
But
so maybe I'll just start on season 9.
If you start anywhere, start on season 2. I honestly feel
Alright,
like
I'll start on season
you
1.
could start on season 2 and get a good feel for the show. The only real thing that you're missing is that it's important that Wayne is the toughest guy in Letterkenny. If you watch all of season 1, you'll have to put up with the fart book episode, which, you know.
Maybe I'll skip that one.
Yeah, you can skip fart book. Ain't gonna hurt nothing.
All right. So there was also a series that I finished of a book series. It was a trilogy. It's called The Arc of the Scythe.
I saw that on your Instagram.
Yes, and it is probably like it's one of my favorite book series ever at this point. It's like it's so good. It's a sci-fi situation that has a lot of like. All right, so basically in the future, everything has become so advanced that death isn't really a thing anymore. Everybody has like nanites in them that like cures them, and then they can actually like heal from death essentially. And there's this like AI that runs everything, but it's like not evil or anything. It's benevolent. It kind of knows everything. It's called the Thunderhead. It's the evolution of the cloud.
That's funny.
Like, it's really modern, like the ideas and stuff, and it's super interesting because they're also dealing with like how art and things like that aren't as good as they used to be because like if there's no fear of death or anything like that, and there's no like time wasting because you live forever basically, like it's crazy stuff. Like at a certain points you can just be like, all right, I want to be younger again. Like you can go back to like, oh, now I'm 20 and you're actually like 300 years old. It's crazy shit.
What if somebody's pretending to be 13 with another 13-year-old?
I mean, they don't really dive into that, but I assume it would be a problem.
That's super problematic.
Yeah. Actually, I think they mentioned that you couldn't go back that far. I think the limit was like 20.
Okay, you can only go back to your legal age.
Yeah.
All right.
That seems about right. But like all the continents are broken up into like different things, and you can kind of tell like it's very smart like how it's done. Like everything's broken down into like different countries kind of. Texas is like its own sovereign thing where you can still kind of be a dickhead.
Well, that's Texas.
Yeah. And then like the rest, like they've got like Mid-America and just different stuff. It's really interesting. But the point is, there's this task force called the Scythes who are there to still keep the population down because, it's just like people can live forever, but some people still have to die, and it's chosen by the Scythes, essentially. Which are like, that's the only thing that humans are still kind of in charge of is, how death happens.
Is it based on social score?
Nope. It's based on whatever this person feels about, like, this Scythe or whatever. Like, essentially, the whole thing is about the battle between people who actually take this shit kind of seriously, and then there are limits on how many people can be killed and different stuff like that and what can be used. Because the only thing that will kill somebody, like, people who are killed by scythes can't be brought back. And then people who die by fire or something along those lines where their body is just completely destroyed obviously can't be brought back. So some of these scythes are going around committing, basically mass murders and shit like that. And it's becoming more of the norm and it's just kind of trying to fight against that. It's really fucking cool. Like, I was surprised because like I was just on Audible, like going through books because I'm like, what the fuck do I want now? And I just saw the cover and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And I was like, all right, I'll get that. And then I listened to it and I was just like, this is so freaking good. And I had to get the other two. Really great by Neil Shusterman. Like, love it.
Lovely little finds like that make you feel like you found something that's yours. It's not everyone's yet.
Yeah.
But
I really hope that they don't turn it into movies.
oh, you mentioned
Please
it on a
don't do
podcast.
it.
Everyone's going to find it.
Oh, no, not our podcast. Oh, yeah, I was looking at our stuff, and, like, last time you were like, so all cumulatively, like, how many, like, watches or listens or whatever do we have? And I said, like, 50, but it's actually closer to 300, so we're actually doing better than that.
Nice. Is that just on YouTube or is that everywhere?
I think it was just on YouTube.
Oh, cool. So
yeah.
Are we doing good on any other platform?
I mean, we're getting seen.
All right.
Like, it doesn't, like, there's no watch time or anything like that on these things that I can see. But
it'd be cool to be famous
people
already.
are clicking on it at least.
So we can start a Patreon, or at least an OnlyFans.
Yeah, I think I'm OnlyFans. I think I'm going to start a Patreon once I start releasing shit on the Zack of Idea channel. Because I do have like full commentaries and extra bullshit laying around that I don't know what to do with that I can put on there.
Patreons for that
Not to
stuff
mention-
makes sense.
Yeah. Not to mention, like, if stuff gets blocked, I can just put it on Patreon.
Yeah.
I put it on Patreon for free so that people can still fucking watch it. Because it's like, wow, I'm putting 20 plus hours into this fucking video and people can't see it. Eat ass, YouTube.
Patreon for this doesn't make sense unless we want to give patrons access to, like, pages of shit we write. But there's other places we can host that.
Agreed. Let me see. Is there anything else on here? Oh, Aaron moved out, so that's a thing.
Oh, fucking awesome. Where'd he go?
He went and moved into a house with a couple of his friends.
Does that include...
No. They haven't been friends in a while. Apparently, got, like, super into meth.
Well, I didn't really see that one coming.
I didn't either,
I
but
thought was
he
going to
has some
shape
problems.
up. He was becoming cooler.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you're always a couple of dumb friends and some loose integrities away from becoming a meth head.
Yeah. I don't know. Me and my friends were too much of pussies to really get into anything like that.
Oh yeah, me too. My friends wouldn't even do
I guess,
pot.
like, was probably the closest one to getting into that because, like, you know, he tried some shit, like cocaine and shrooms and stuff, but he's out of that now.
Yeah, I've done a lot of party drugs, but she ain't no meth head.
Yeah.
John,
I think, like, meth and heroin are kind of the the stuff that you don't want around for sure.
yeah, John John thought he was going to put a hardcore ban on all marijuana products in his house because they're gateways, but he has since grown up. And Keegan still firmly believes marijuana is a gateway drug and just worries about anybody who's drinking beer and smoking weed. And, like, he'll get drunk once in a while, but it's like he'll drink, a couple of times a month with friends, but he'll only do it for like a social thing. And his thing is that he hates the taste of alcohol outright, so occasionally he'll have an Irish whiskey, but mostly what he'll do is start passing out shots of Everclear. And if he throws up, he'll drink, and if anybody's not drinking when he's drinking, he'll be like, bitch, I've already thrown up and I'm still drinking. What's your problem, bitch? Why you being a bitch? And Keegan's 85.
Yeah, I remember a couple of years ago whenever we were living together and Keegan was there.
Yep.
Everyone got drunk, and he was a very talkative, very energetic drunk.
And he's not that as when he's not drunk.
No?
Out of the people that I know that when I've seen drinking, you get a little more social when you're drunk, but overall, I think we are the two people who change the least once we get drunk.
Yeah. I used to, like back whenever I threw parties and stuff, like it was always very helpful to get like borderline drunk because I would get more social and go talk to different groups of people and stuff. But like I was never like nobody ever told me that I was annoying. So I feel like there was probably one point where I got kind of annoying and a little assholey because I was like really, really wasted and at a friend's house, and one of my other friends, like more of an acquaintance kind of sort of, like his girlfriend was really hot, and I thought she was really hot, and I kept telling her to take her shirt off.
All right, that'll do it.
So that was the point where I was like, I'm a little too like you know,
I think
it wasn't like a forceful thing or anything like that. I was like, you know, obviously it was all played off as a joke, but like I wasn't against it, obviously.
if it happened, it'd be great.
And she was fine. Like she wasn't like, you know, freaking out about it or anything.
I guess anybody can hit a point, and if the situation's right, and you're like, you know, no inhibition and the right situation, you know, you can be an asshole. Yeah. Once they start getting hammered, I don't really like the quarantine very much. Audrey's just grating beyond belief. And if John's with other people to pretend to be the alpha male, he's fucking annoying. Or he'll just go straight unbelievable depressive and pity party John, and that's really hard to deal with. There's only been a couple of times where he's just like, we're gonna you know, talk about projects or watch some YouTube and sip some whiskey, where he's been like a cool buzz. But yeah, I like Nate. Nate's not bad to drink with. If you just drink with Nate, like you just sit down and drink with Nate, what you're gonna wind up doing is just putting on music on YouTube and talking about music. It's pretty fun. But you do have to do that. There's no other thing.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Yeah, but that's kind of the thing, like, with Aaron moving out, it's like, finally he's out, but at the same time, I'm just like, well, now I'm just legitimately alone. It's like, we didn't really talk a whole lot because he was working when I was, you know, sleeping and vice versa, but it's still just like, well, shit, now everything's empty. And I still gotta wait to get an animal. Ugh.
Yeah, I was going and like keeping most of my creative work at John's was a distraction that I could go to, and then being home didn't suck. And even if I did or did not bring my dogs over there, when I came home I had dogs.
Yeah.
Now that I'm working here at my own house during the weekday, which has been fan-fucking-tastic, I just kind of run over there in the morning, but like I'm not alone during the day or at night because I'm taking calls, and I walk the dogs every break. So I got exercise and company, and like they're looking at me right now. They heard me say dogs. Arthur, no. Arthur, back away.
Yeah. At some point, I'll get a house, and then I will get a dog and see where it goes from there. But right now, I'm still in the mindset of I just want to live in an apartment, and I don't want to get a dog for that. Because it's mean to the dog, I think, because it's just like...
It is.
I don't want to... Number one, I don't want to lock a dog in an apartment because it sucks for the dog. And number two, it sucks for the apartment because the apartment is going to get fucked up.
Yeah. Especially if you get
like,
big, vicious pit bull.
Yeah, which... If I get a dog, I kind of want to get a big dog.
I would get a Labradoodle. I love Labradors.
Yeah. They're such good dogs. I don't know. I don't know what I would want at that point. Actually, yes, I do. I want Huskies. Probably not in Oklahoma, though.
Nate's got a Husky.
I mean, that's cool and all, but...
I would like...
It just seems like it'd be really hot.
If I were to roll the dice again, I would probably get Corgis.
Corgis.
They're cute.
Yeah. They are cute. They kind of like fit into the wiener dog territory for me, though.
You're a wiener dog?
I think they're cuter than wiener dogs. But they got kind of like short legs and stuff.
Yeah. And
I want a dog
wieners.
that can be like really active.
You can take Arthur.
Well, yeah, maybe one day.
He's a good boy.
If you're ever parting with him and I am in a house.
He's very loving. He's not the best potty trained, but he's getting there. As long as you take him out frequently, he won't shit in the house, but he'll still poop in the cage if you leave him alone too long. But I think a work day, if you take him before you go to work, is fine. But then you gotta take him as soon as you get back.
I'm going to be moving in a couple months. I went and looked at these apartments right by my work, and they're like $20 more expensive than where I'm living right now, and they are fucking amazing. Like, way better than the place I'm in now. Like, a couple $100 worth at least.
I just signed the renewal for my lease, and they're going up $40. Pissed.
Damn, son.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll hopefully be moving over there in September, which I'll be living like legitimately I could walk to work in 5 minutes.
That's fucking nice. I was about to say I wish I had that, but apparently I work in my fucking house now, so.
Oh yeah, that's true.
This place is a cage.
And then the big thing about over there is like the pet deposit's $400 fucking dollars.
Jesus.
I'm like, what? It's $400 deposit and then it's $20 a month for pet rent, essentially.
Well, they only know about one dog, so I'm paying $10 a month for Sadie.
Yeah. But I'm gonna get a cat.
You're gonna pay $400 to own a cat?
Yeah, because I need something living with me.
What about goldfish?
No, I fucking hate fish so much. I had fish as a kid, and it was just, what the? You're a decoration, and you're not even that good, and it's such a fucking pain in the ass to have to clean out the bowl, and then they die if you don't get the water right. It's nonsense. Nonsense animal. Cats are way more interesting because it's always a gamble. Is it going to let me pet it today? Oh, not today. But then every once in a while it'll come over and be like, yeah, you can pet me. And you're like, this moment right here, this is what it's about.
You get to pet the cat.
And then you take their shit and throw it outside. And, you know, it's a pet.
I just let these turds shit outside, but I have to walk them. And Arthur will not stop. So I knew I couldn't leave the router on the floor. I also only have one line that will let me connect a router to it. It's right by the front door. So I put it in a box, and now before I take him outside every time, no matter how many times I pull him away from the box, he wants to jump off of the box and out of the door. And even if he can't do that, he'll just sidekick it.
Fuck your box.
Just keep telling it. It's like, Arthur, stop kicking the box. So fuck you. On the 15th, I'll no longer be doing PIN and password reset at work. I will be going back to taking claims.
Oh.
And I also have my laptop set up at my desk, so I will be able to write while I'm at work.
Nice.
That'll be dope.
I unfortunately don't, have that opportunity because my hands are pretty much busy constantly until they forget that we're on the bottom floor and they forget to bring us work.
That's true.
So I have a little bit of time at that point, I guess. Let's see. I'm almost done. There's just a couple more things here. The stupid ass USPS is pissing me off.
Why?
All right. So I ordered shit on Amazon, but it's going through like another company or whatever, another store. And they were like, USPS, of course. So I get this... basically, the tracking information says that it was going to be here at 8 p.m. a couple days ago. And I'm like, well, fuck. I can't just let it sit on my doorstep overnight. So it looks like I'm going to stay up past 8. And then it never showed up. And then I got a message that said it was because my mailbox was full or something like that. So I went and I'm like, well, I don't get shit, so it's obviously garbage coupon. So I went and cleared that out. Had it re-delivered, and then they left a thing in there that said, your mailbox is too small. And I'm like, why didn't you leave it at the fucking door then? You stupid assholes. My mailbox is stupid tiny. Bring it to the fucking door. But apparently the USPS doesn't do that. So I have to go to the fucking post office, and they've made it so difficult. I don't even know if they're holding it or if they're going to try to re-deliver it again and leave me another fucking notice that says that I can't get it. So I got to wait till Monday and hope that they're just holding it for me.
You can't get it delivered to your apartment office?
No.
Damn.
Because the USPS is stupid. It don't fit in the mailbox. Looks like we're taking it back.
Yeah.
Thanks.
My apartment complex used to hold packages for you in their main office, but they stopped like when COVID started. So I just have everything sent to John's.
Yeah, I'm dealing with that right now. I've had Amazon deliver shit they deliver it to my door because normally it would go to the office, but they just deliver it to the door. And the fucking USPS won't do that apparently. It's so dumb.
Do I have anyone to bitch about? Yes. Yes, I do.
All right.
This morning and the day before, I had different cigars from the same pack. I ordered cigars as I always do, but also, because I spent over $100 on my cigar order, I got a free 5-pack from PDR of their selects. And both of the cigars in this pack so far will not light. They are... I can't explain it. They are of such poor quality. I want to say
maybe they're novelty cigars.
Well, I want to say that they're too dry to light, but that doesn't make sense. They should be burning like logs, dude. Like they should be like they taste like they're as dry. Well, they are as dry as a handful of straw, but I can't get the front of them to develop a cherry. And I as is known, I always toast before I cut, but I've had to go the other way and start introducing air intake while I light, and then the motherfucker won't stay lit, and then they taste bad and it burns my mouth. And these are recognizable brands in this pack. Like PDR is associated with Obsidian and a couple of other ones. Like the Robustos I'm pulling out of this 5-pack are cigars I've had before that had always been good. And these are it's pissing me off. So PDR, stop sealing shit up in plastic. Put a humidifier in there of some kind. Put a Humicare pack in it. Stupid.
Yeah, you fucking idiots.
It's like it came... It's like they sent the cigars in a bag of rice. They're so fucking dry. Like, stupid. Huh. And they've been in the humidor almost a week. Like, they should have reacclimated. I'm going to take them out of the bag when I get back to John's and give them another week, see if they shape up.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
It is.
What is with people?
Right? Because cigars are supposed to be a premium luxury thing. You can't sell people that shit.
Yeah, unless you're buying it at 7-Eleven or some shit.
No. Even the English Corona's better than that. I'll go to 7-Eleven right now and get a goddamn English Corona.
Alright. I wouldn't go to 7-Eleven, but that's just me.
Oh, Raycons are dope.
Oh, you got some Raycons?
I did. Yeah. As previously discussed, I got John's Google Pixel 2 as a hand-me-down. And the battery life is goddamn atrocious on the phone, which is disappointing. But yeah, these Raycons, they sync to video great. You can do one at a time. Like, I'll charge them once a week. Yeah, super good. Very little latency watching video. Music sounds pretty good on them. You have to acclimate a little bit if you're used to cheap earbuds, because cheap earbuds are bass boosted, and these have less of a bass boost. But once you get used to it, everything sounds great. There's plenty of bass.
Oh yeah, I got some headphones with my new phone that like are way more expensive than the shit I normally use, and like I've tried listening through them, and I'm like, it's so like the sound is just not as bass boosted, I guess.
Yeah, flat signal is becoming a mark of premium audio because people are listening to audio engineers, which is interesting because bass boost used to be the premium feature, and now it's a garbage feature. Like, I don't know, you want a little extra bass if you're just listening to music and shit. Like, I understand I need a flat signal response while I'm mixing.
Yeah.
But yeah, just going from Skull Candies to Raycons, it's like, whoa, where's the bass, bud? But I haven't used Skull Candies for anything in over a week, and it's just, they sound great now.
All right. How much do those cost?
$80.
All right. Well, fuck that. I was just about to say, like, I just got an MP3 player that can use Bluetooth headphones finally, and now you're like $80. I'm like, ooh.
Well, you get 15% off with Philip DeFranco.
You get 15% off with pretty much any YouTuber/podcaster you can think of.
Yeah, but if you use their links, it'll jump through the store and not apply the discount code.
Are you for real?
Yeah. Yeah, you'll have to type that shit in somewhere. You can't just go to raycon.com/PhillyD.
Huh,
Once
that's
it
dumb.
jumps to the shipping page, it won't translate over to the whatever they use to do that.
Yeah, everyone's always talking about how cheap they are, and you get 15% off. Pff, $80 ain't cheap. Fuck that noise.
No. Don't fuck that noise. I can't even find the pun here. Uh, yeah, no, they're good. They're good, and wireless earbuds are stupid expensive, and these are light. They have great battery life. They're comfortable to wear.
All right. Well, if I'm ever in the market, I will look into that.
Yeah, there's no need if you're just gonna. The stupid Pixel doesn't have a headphone jack is the only reason I'm doing it. I would never ever ever
Yeah.
buy wireless earbuds if I could just use a headphone jack because $10. I mean, I know eventually after in the course of a year I'm going to spend more than $80 on $10 headphones.
I mean, yeah.
And the point of failure is
I don't
always
know.
going to be the cord.
See, my thought on like headphones go kind of like my thought on sunglasses. Like I'd rather buy 5 pairs of $1 sunglasses than one pair of fucking $20 sunglasses because chances are they're gonna break anyways.
Yeah, if I wind up breaking these Raycons with less than a year of use, I'm just not gonna do it.
Yeah, because like I'm using these fucking $5 headphones every day, and like they last for months and months. So Skull Candy has a real problem. Like they have a good sound, but they fucking die so quick.
Yeah, because they only put 2 strips of copper for their wires. It's literally 2 little copper wires. They don't have enough copper.
Yeah. You get the slightest pull on their fucking cord, and it's like, haha, get some new ones.
Assholes. Betrons are really good.
What are?
BTRON. They're like a British company. Their cables are fucking heavy duty and they sound really good.
Huh. That's
They're
cool.
not that expensive. They had a $10 set and I got it, and they also have very many $30 sets, but you get a $10 set of Betrons probably.
Last couple things on my list. There was this guy. I was driving home from work one day, and there's always people out there with signs being like, "Oh no, I'm homeless. Give me money." And it's like, "Oh, that's cool." But I always appreciate the ones that are like really honest about what they're doing. So there's always a dude standing out there that just says "need weed." Just got a sign that says "need weed." And then the weird one was I saw a guy standing out there that says "saving for a hooker."
Some of these people are just memesters.
Yeah, with the area that it is, I feel like it is just a lot of memeing shit. But saving for a hooker, I thought that was really funny. And then finally, I really want the dentist to open back up and like be taking people.
You got a cavity?
I was flossing like a week ago and broke off the back of my tooth like completely. And it just feels like there's a fucking hole there. It's not exactly a hole, but like, goddamn, pisses me off.
How does this happen?
I don't know. I've been really good about my oral health and all that stuff for quite some time now, and then suddenly I'm flossing and it just breaks off the back of my tooth. So fuck floss.
Exactly.
I have a water pick too, so I'll just use that instead.
And that's why
I was
never
using
floss.
both. Yeah, I'm not flossing ever again. Fuck that noise. Breaking my teeth. Eat ass, floss.
Kick
Eat
rocks.
ass, floss. Kick rocks, floss. Kick rocks. What is this, the 50s?
Yes. Kick rocks is
Oh.
still a relevant thing to say.
All right, well, even if it isn't, I like it now, and I'm going to bring it back, just like you have.
Thank you.
We'll bring it back. I've only heard kick rocks ironically. Let's bring it back non-ironically.
Kick rocks.
Kick rocks. Unless you got anything else, that's all I got. Now, this is a long podcast.
I wish I could play piano.